there's a few things I want to teach you guys about money. And I was like, all right, how would I do this? So, well, if I were to sit Andrew, my son, down and say, son, I'm going to teach you all about money and how money works so you're never like lost about money again, here's what I would teach you guys. I want you to first understand that money is not something mystical that's only made for some people but not other people. I used to think that money was for, the white collar people that went to college, that are sophisticated and fancy and drive those fancy cars, and that it's not for blue collar people. It's not for people who didn't go to college. It's not for immigrants. It's not for people who lived in Section 8 housing. That is a big fat lie. Money's not evil. Money doesn't really care. Money doesn't change people. What it does is it exposes people and it amplifies people. If you're a jerk, when you have money, you're just going to be a bigger jerk, a bigger asshole, a bigger nuisance. But if you're a decent human being and you're kind to people and you're generous and you like to share what little you have, well, when you have money, you'll be more kind, more generous, and you'll share more of what you have, right? So money is an amplifier. So when you hear, people say that, money is bad, money is evil, money is wrong, it's not. It's not. The people you're hearing that from are the ignorant, money-ignorant people who don't know any better, and therefore they want to vilify money. Because if they vilify money and tell you, we don't talk about money in this household, right? Because if you're a kid, you ask your parents like, hey, mom, dad, how do I make more money? Go to school, get a good job, and you'll make money. Well, okay, go to school, get a good job, trade my time and my life for dollars. Got it. But is there a better way? Is there any way I can make more money than the growth of inflation? Is there any way I can have multiple money streams, income streams? I don't know. We don't talk about money in this family. That's not a thing we talk about. It's not proper to talk about money. And actually it is. It is. And I've had this money conversation with Andrew and Chloe, my kids, ever since they were puppies. And I helped them understand that money's not good or bad. Money exposes who you are, is an amplifier of who you are. If you're a good person, you'll be a better person. If you're an asshole, you'll be a bigger asshole. That's really what money does, number one, right? So understand that. Listen, I stopped taking all of those and I started taking this, the Keuilian Wellness Shot. In fact, I created this because I was sick and tired of every morning taking 11 different supplements like turmeric, ginger, cayenne pepper, black pepper, vitamin B12, echinacea, vitamin C, zinc, right? Think about this. If you want to improve your immune system, if you want to fight off inflammation in your body so that you have better gut health, you have more energy, your joints don't hurt, then you're going to want to take all those supplements. And I was taking it twice a day, every day. And so when we created the Keuilian Wellness Shot, we cut no corners and we spared no expense. And so in this, you've got something that's going to not only help boost your immune system, but also fight off inflammation. Because if you're a high performer and if you want to get more done, if you want to stay more focused, if you want to make sure that you don't get sick as frequently, then you have to care about your immune system and you have to fight off inflammation, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're high performing and you have a stressful work day from time to time, right? And so here's what I want you to do. You're going to click on the link in the description box or go to Keuilian.com and you're going to use the code word Bedros. And when you use my name, Bedros, you'll get 50% off your first subscribe and save bundle. For whatever reason, you don't like the Keuilian Wellness Shot, which I've yet to meet anyone who doesn't, then let us know in your first 30 days. We'll give you a full refund. Part ways as friends. Fair enough? Go check it out. Use the code word Bedros. Get 50% off. Peace. Number two, you have to understand that money is value. If you just look at what money is value. It's just an inherent value. And what I mean by that is if you have a job and you're getting paid X amount of dollars per hour, or you're getting paid X amount of dollars per year as a salary, that is the value that you've put on your time, on your life, $15, $20, $30 an hour. That is the value that you've put on your time in your life. And if you understand that, and you understand that money is exchanged for other values. So other values could be experiences that you have. Maybe you're going to go watch a movie with your honey. Maybe you're going to go on a vacation with your family. Maybe you want to buy a nice car, right? For possessions or a nice home. Like money is value. If you value a home and you want a home on a big property with no neighbors, that's going to cost you more. The value of that will be higher. And if you start understanding that money is value and that everything that money touches is value, including the time that you are giving away of your life in exchange for money, then you realize, holy shit, two things. One, I better increase my own value so I can be worth more. Number two, I better be careful what I buy because soon the possessions that I own will ultimately own me. Once you realize that money is value, then you realize, holy shit, I need to, one, increase my value. Two, how can I create more of this money without trading my time for dollars? And that is called linear income. Most of you out there are now making linear income. Linear income means I trade a certain amount of my life for a certain amount of dollars. Money, value. That is, I value this much of my life at this price point. And that is the fair exchange that me and this company that I work for have agreed on. Well, great. That's linear income. That means when you're not working, you're not making money. That is pretty fucking scary, right? There's also exponential money, which is the opposite of linear. Exponential is, boom, this thing can hockey stick. It could skyrocket. How? The biggest thing I want you to understand is money is not this complex thing. It is not hard to get. The reason it's hard to get for many of you is because you have put yourself in such debt by acquiring things. You buy things that you don't need with money that you really don't have to impress people that you don't even like. And when you've done that enough times, or you have like a subscription to Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu and 13 different OnlyFans accounts, you're literally bleeding out money. It doesn't matter how much money you make. If you're making multiple six figures, it's easy to blow through that. I told you, maybe you grew up broke, but now you figured out how to make millions, but you're still mentally, the identity that you have and the story that you tell yourself is that I don't deserve money. I'm still supposed to be that broke guy. Your subconscious conversation is that I'm still supposed to be broke. Guess what? You find a way to blow all that money and you're like, fuck, how come I'm making millions of dollars a year take home and I'm still constantly grinding it out, stressed out, but I own all these things? Well, you're trying to feed a monster, right? So if you don't fix your relationship with money, if you don't fix your bad relationship with money, you will blow through millions just like you're blowing through $60,000 a year. I promise you that. I see that firsthand, and I'm the guy they come and talk to. So understand that your relationship, how do you associate with money, is a big factor. Some of that might be like hereditary. It might come from your family, right? Maybe you had a mom and dad that are money ignorant. Maybe they grew up broke. Maybe their mom and dad had filed for bankruptcy a few times. And so they're always talking about money negatively around the house, and your subconscious mind has heard that, and you've heard that money's hard to come by. We don't talk about money. Money's bad. Every time we get money, we lose money. Money created all. Money caused a divorce in our family, and therefore I don't want to make, subconsciously, you don't want to make a lot of money because you don't want to have a divorce. Like, that is fucking stupid. That is fucking stupid. So then you end up being in this like slave mindset of actually giving away parts of your life. First of all, you don't even know how long you're going to be around. I mean, you just assume that if all goes well, you live to, 80, 90, 100 years old. But you don't know if you're in the next 3 years you're going to die. In the meantime, you're willing to give away parts of your life for a pre-negotiated amount of dollars for time? Are you fucking crazy? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. And so you got to understand, you can't have this broke mindset that mom and dad gave you, right? You can't have this whole, like, we don't discuss money around the house. No, discuss money. Get money educated. Like, read books about money. Like, no one says you have to start a big corporation, a big company. Like, no one says you have to start a Fit Body Bootcamp franchise like I did, right? Like, I decided I want to go all in on entrepreneurship. That's my sport. I'm at the pro level. Like, whatever the NBA, NFL, fucking, what other sports things, NHL, hockey, is hockey a fucking sport? Or is that just a sport in Canada? I don't know. But whatever the pro levels are for sports out there, like entrepreneurship at the highest level, the level that I'm at, where I grow companies, scale them, put leaders in, build teams, sell them, merge them, make a lot of money on the buy and sell. Like, I fucking love that shit, right? You don't have to do that. You don't have to be at that level to have the financial freedom that you want. I had financial freedom many, many years ago. Now I'm just playing a game because I'm an athlete in a very specific sport, entrepreneurship, that I love. But I have financial freedom, sovereignty. I could stop everything now and be good for the rest of my life, like really, really fucking good. And that's a good feeling. But I also realize I love all the people that I work with. Why wouldn't I continue to do this? I love creating content. I love creating companies. I love impacting lives. And so let me teach you one last thing about money that's going to blow your mind, that it's also going to be very controversial here. Money is value. We talked about that. And money is paid to people that solve problems. It's paid to people that have a higher perceived value. Now, I don't agree with this, but this is the reality of it. And so I'm forced to agree with it. But a professional athlete who gets paid millions of dollars a year is more valuable than a police officer or a firefighter or an emergency room surgeon, all of which make way less than a professional athlete who's out there just playing a game, playing a fucking game, because you decided that that athlete's perceived value is higher because you decided to buy their jersey and wear it on your back. You decided to sit in front of a television, watch that athlete run around with the basketball, swing a fucking stick at a ball, kick a fucking oblong ball into some fucking thing. Like, how fucking silly is that? You decided that the perceived value of that athlete is higher than a cop, a firefighter, a surgeon in an emergency room who can save you when a traumatic situation happens. So that's how money works. Perception of value. So how can you then increase the perception of value? What if you use social media and iTunes and podcasts and YouTube to actually build your personal brand, to increase your value, your self-worth? And the other path to making more money is to solve more complex problems. I know that the more complex problems I solve, the more money people are willing to give me. I don't go looking for money out there. I never have. I go looking for big problems and complex problems that I can solve that has a higher value proposition, that you're like, man, I would pay someone a lot of dollars if they can help me solve this complex problem I have. So when you start realizing that the more complex problems you can solve, the bigger problems you can solve, the more money you can make, you understand that money is just this thing that we use to trade for services, for experiences, for products, for food, for shelter, for transportation. And if tomorrow value was bottle caps, I'd figure out how to collect more bottle caps by solving bigger problems where people want to give me more bottle caps to solve those problems. It's that simple. Money is simple, but the school system keeps you ignorant. Your parents are broke and don't know anything about it. Universities will never teach you this because they don't know it themselves. They profess and never practice money. The government wants you to stay an employee. They want you to stay broke, and they want you to keep getting taxed. They tax you on the money you make. They tax you on the money that you spend. They tax you when you die so that your heirs get less, because if your heirs get less money from the inheritance tax, they're forced to keep working and paying more taxes. Don't you see? So there's this secret about money that no one is willing to tell you that I just told you right here and now. So what do you have to do? You have to go and apply this and make more money. The answer is not buying crypto or trying to short the stock market or any of those get rich quick schemes that are out there. I just told you the game plan. If you go and complicate it, it's your fault. You're not going to make as much money as you think you can. If you realize it's exactly as simple as I made it, that money is value and money is attracted to big complex problems, the more complex problems you can solve, the more money you make. Bada bing, bada boom, baby girl, you got it.